Hello everybody, Marie by Design here, and this is part 2 of my vase, which is this. Okay, this is what I'm continuing with now, giving it a second coat of the primer, the gesso primer, and then getting it ready for painting with acrylic, my favourite colour. I've picked out a favourite colour. I'm thinking of painting it with this acrylic paint, but mixing it with some of this acrylic paint, titanium white. Okay, so it'll make it go a bit longer as well. So okay, so I'm going to turn the camera now and point down. So you can see, there we go. Let's raise the camera up a bit so you can see the actual vase in the picture. Okay, right, smooth that out the way, that's my phone. Okay, now yesterday I put the first coat of my primer on, which is my gesso. I didn't realise this was primer, but I did when I saw my video playback, so I know that it's only primer. Okay, I have done an update of preparation, so go and watch that and I'll link it up with this video. I recommend you go and watch that video first, because I talked to you about what I should have done first of all to start with, but I didn't. And as I said in my first video, part 1, that this is a learning curve for me, so if I make mistakes then please excuse me, because I'm only learning. I will put them right on my next journey into mixed media. So I just wanted to state that as well. So please go and watch that video. It's a short video about a preparation update, and I tell you about the rubbing alcohol. So if you watch that video, you'll get a general understanding of what I've done research today and found out. So I recommend you watch that short video. Okay, before you start your journey onto painting plastic. Okay, right, I'm applying now my gloves on. Windows open? No, so I'm just going to open my window. Always have a window open if you're indoors, and perhaps a fan as well. I haven't got one of those, so I'm just opening my window for some ventilation. Okay, right, now take my protective lid off. Okay, I've also ordered myself some acrylic varnish, because that will be what I'll be finishing my vase off to protect it when it's all painted. I didn't realise about this, but I did have it in my mind to get some protective varnish afterwards to protect it for a lifetime, over time, so it prevents peeling and damage to your vase after you've worked so hard on it. I've also ordered a varnish brush as well, and when those two products turn up, then I'll be doing a further video on that, but that won't be coming until the 26th of July. So okay, so I'm just going to now turn my vase upside down and paint the bottom. So then this is painted. Just make sure there's nothing on your vase on the bottom, and then just do this to coat the bottom. See? Please make sure you wear your gloves, disposable gloves as well. Right, that's that done. Okay, that's one coat on there. Right. It does dry quick. These products I'm using are going to dry quick. Okay. So that's all of that vase coated now. I'm going to apply the second coat to the sides and then get in with my small brush again. While the top's drying, I'm going to do this. And then when I've done this, I can finish with that for today. And then so it says give it a couple of coats. I've done some research this morning, as I say, and it says give it a couple of coats. So depending on what I'm looking for to prime it. Oh, and by the way, on the video I did mention that I should have sanded it down as well. Never mind, I'm learning as I go along, so the next time it'll be a lot better. The sanding paper 180 to 220, that is to give it a light sand so that the paint will adhere to the surface of your chosen item. That's for plastic. I don't know if you do it on glass as well. Possibly yes, but I don't know. So I'd have to do further research for that if I do glass items. But do your research first, get all your research out the way. Now, I didn't realise, but when this was painted up, I've got a dent in my vase, but you won't see that. I won't see that. It's only for my use anyway. I'm not selling it, so I don't mind, but that's the general thing I would have to look at for dents if they're on there when I go to buy these items to recycle. And as you get around to the vase, I'd have to put my hand inside again just to steady it, because I don't want fingerprints. Just do a light pouncing motion so you're not leaving marks. Just make sure you're coating it and give it a good primer first. See, I've only learnt this because I saw the video playing back and that it was primer. But I should have known that anyway, because as I've read before about primer, when you coat in wood or anything to give it a paint finish, you're supposed to prime it anyway with gesso, so should have known that anyway. But hey, this is a learning curve, never done it before, so I'm just learning as I go along. Okay, going on very nicely, considering I didn't sand my work down to begin with. It's going on very nice. As I get there as well. Try not to put too much paint on at one time. Oh, and another thing I found out with when I go to put the varnish on, try not to go over the coat you've put on like I'm doing here, because you'll damage the effect. Try not to go over on it repeatedly like I'm doing here. That's with the varnish to give it a protective coating, because it'll get all sticky and it won't look a very good finish. So this is going on very nicely. I've missed a bit there. I might need to put another coat on of this, so this will have to dry properly first before I start painting with my acrylic paint, because I want to make sure that I've put enough coating on it before I start putting acrylic paint on. Now that could be why I should have sanded it first to adhere it to the plastic. It would have probably been better. Never mind. First attempt is not bad actually. It is only for me, by the way, so but if I'm doing it professionally, then you know, I want to do everything right before I get to sell my items. I think that is it now for the second coat. I can't see any missing. I think that is it. I'm just going to give that a coat now. Yeah, I think this probably needs another coat actually, looking at it, because it is, you know, non-porous. And so yeah, so I'm just going to do the bottom now with my little brush, just doing there to give that a coat as well, to get into the crevices, give that a coat. See, oh dear, have I gone and bashed that and knocked it again? No, thankfully. Okay, so looking, blend all that in as well. Oh dear, I'm knocking that off there. Do it gently. Ooh. Okay. See, that's why you've got to be careful not to go over what you've already done, because as it's drying it will chip. And it'll take the paint off, so I'm going to leave that before I go and wreck it. Might get around this way because I haven't done this bit. Before it dries and goes all, what's it again? Right. Okay. Move it round in my hands. I think that will do now, because I don't want to go and damage what I've already done there. That's it. And that's got to dry now. I'm just going to do the bottom now, and then I will leave that to dry. I think we'll leave it there because I don't want to be taking my paint off that I've already done. So okay, so there you go, that's my second coat. I can still see patches. So what, oh look where I've put it a bit too thick there. You see I've put it a bit too thick there. Where's that? It's a bit too thick there. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to leave that, and look what I've done as well. That just needs to just be dabbed in again. There we go. Right, I've managed to patch that bit up. Oh dear. Yeah, I've managed to patch that bit up. Okay. Try not to do what I've just done. Do you see that little bit there? Try not to go over it too much. Look, there's a dent there and I didn't know, but never mind. That's me anyway. Right, that has got to now dry. So don't now. This is where I've got to be careful now because of putting it back down, so I don't get my fingerprints on it. It's getting my fingers out, so be careful as you're putting it down as well. Trying to not drop it. Oh no, come on. Oh no, I've just gone and got the paint off on that now. That's the problem. I've got to try and try and ease your hand out while it's on the edge of your table. This is a tricky part. Just be careful when you're taking your hand out. There we go. That's it. There we are. Right, that is there. Okay, that's not done too much damage on it. Right, as you can see, the light's bouncing off it now. As you can see, I've given it a second coat. I'm going to have to leave that to dry now before I do any more because there's fear of it coming off. You see, there's fear of the paint coming off if I keep dabbing it. So it's got to dry, as you see. I don't want to touch it, that's the thing. So I'll put my marks on. Okay, so as you can see, I've given it a second coat now, bottom and all around and round here. It's still not perfect. I need to give it another coating. I know I said 2, but looking at it, it would have probably did a lot better if I had sanded it first. But that's where we'll learn as I go along. Okay, now what time is it? Okay, I need to go and put some food on, and that will dry. And while that's drying, I will go and rinse my brushes off again, my sponges I should say. Leave that to dry and I'll come back and see what it's like later. You have to make sure you let your things dry in between coats so that you don't come back and ruin your first and second coat. So I've put the lid back on that. I'll go and wash these. Just take my gloves off. And my gloves off because I don't want to get paint on my camera. I can't get my gloves off. They seem to stick to your hands when you've got them on. It's the heat, I think. Okay, so hope you like what I've done today, and let me just turn my camera up. Let's try and get my that the right height. Okay everybody, that's the end of this video because I can't do any more. That's got to dry properly before I can give it a third coat, and then hopefully after the third coat I can move on to the acrylic paint. If you liked today's video, please join me soon, and thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.